I am not enjoying life. I am suffering life. I enjoy some events, but this does not last. And then suffering comes again, and then struggling comes again. I am tired. I want to die so I can really live. How can I do that?
Only when the fear of suffering is entirely removed from you, only when the possibility of suffering taken away from you, you will walk full stride. Otherwise, every human being is only half a step, because always the question is, what will happen to me?
The difference between you and an earthworm, which is right here beneath you right now, is just that you can remember almost your entire life, and using that information you can project and create what you consider as future. What you and almost every human being is suffering is what is causing pain to them, what is their misery, what is their suffering is just this. These two fundamental faculties which set you apart from every other creature, these two faculties are of memory and imagination. So when you say something from the past comes and grabs me and I suffer, past is not suffering. You cannot suffer the past because it does not exist. Nobody can suffer that which does not exist. What you're suffering is your faculty of memory. What happened 10 years ago, you can suffer. What may happen day after tomorrow, you can already suffer. This does not mean that you're suffering an yesterday or a tomorrow, that's out of question. What you're suffering is your memory and your imagination. If you take away half your brain, I think you'll do quite fine. What you're asking for is an evolutionary downgrade. If I made you at least a monkey, if not an earthworm, you would be quite happy, kitch. Today you got the mango. Yesterday what happened? You're not bothered. So essentially you are asking for an evolutionary downgrade. Tell me how much we need to turn you back, accordingly that much of your brain will have removed. We have doctors in our shop. If we downgrade you in an evolutionary scale, you can't remember what happened yesterday, you have no bother about tomorrow, because you can't imagine what is tomorrow, maybe you will be quite peaceful and happy. But what's the point? You have definitely removed a problem, but you have removed all possibilities. That's a crime.
There's a lot of talk these days about, not just talk, actually it's happening, addictions. Many people are addicted to all kinds of things, substances. But one of the greatest addictions, or rather the greatest addiction, you never read about it in the papers, because the people who are addicted to it don't know it. It's the addiction to thinking. It's actually addictive. Can't stop thinking, it's like can't stop drinking, can't stop smoking, can't stop eating, can't stop thinking. Thinking is the greater addiction than any of these. Getting away from the mind is to transcend the thinking mind. Transcend doesn't mean it becomes completely abolished, but you discover in yourself a deeper dimension. It's only by discovering that depth in you that you can become free of being the slave to conditioned thinking, the voice in the head that never stops. So we are here to find or deepen that dimension that is in everyone. One could call it a dimension of consciousness that has been pointed to by ancient teachers for thousands of years, the possibility that there is another dimension in you, not something that you need to bring about, but something you just need to discover because it's already there. It's just being overlooked continuously, very much like the fish may be tempted to overlook the presence of water and spend his whole life looking for it. And says, I've been told there is this incredible thing that pervades everything and surrounds us and is within us, and I've been looking for it all my life. And it's very much the same with what is sometimes called the spiritual dimension of life. It's already here within you, and yet most people haven't found it.
Then we must look. Where did samsara begin? You see? Where did samsara begin? I will show you. Where did samsara begin? It begins when you say I and take I to be personal. When you say I and you take I to be a person or personal, samsara. I don't want to give you philosophical answer. It will not help you. I don't want to give religious answer. It will not help you. Have to give practical answer. You want to find the end of put an end to something, find out how it began. And then go before the beginning. How does it begin? When you touch I. And the I, because all beings we say I. Naturally, nobody taught you I. Every other word you learned. Who taught you I, which is the great grandmother of all words? Because when you say I, you don't question I. Everything else you question. When you say I, and I means me person. I am this person. Samsara begins right there. Samsara means what? The ocean of suffering. Samsara means ocean of suffering. It means when the life is full of delusion, confusion, judgments, fear, anxiety, depression, broken promises, broken dreams. Then the beings, they're tired, they're frustrated, they're unhappy, they're suffering. This is samsara. how to stop it. How to stop it. Then when you say, for whom is samsara? For whom is samsara? Who feels the impact of samsara? Who suffers samsara? And don't give the answer you have read. Because if the suffering is here, then the answer is also here. Who is suffering it, you see? If you say, I am the one, which is the natural answer, I am the one, it's my question, I am the one suffering. Then I am going to ask something, show me the sufferer. Who exactly says, I am suffering? You see, it will seem a very strange thing for me to say, because you are so convinced. It's me. I'm not asking you who, you see, I'm asking you, help me. So, it's me. And this is where the problem begins. You are totally convinced that you are the one who is suffering it. I'm not saying, no, it's going to turn out to be your uncle or your sister. It's going to be right here, behind the feeling of me. Because the feeling of me is taken to be a fact. And I want you to see that it is a fiction. And to find the fact. Who are you as the fact, not the fiction? But most people will believe that this I who say, I am suffering, help me, I'm drowning. This one is the fact. So if we can understand just this one, we are going to be quite happy, I think. Who is the one who is suffering samsara? Because everyone is claiming, it's me, Mooji, why are you talking about? Just give me your hand, pull me out.